Well, I am in South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina. Renee and I, when we first got married, we lived in Greenville, South Carolina. How about that? First 3 months Renee and I were married, we moved 3 times. But back when you first get married, you don't have very much stuff. It's easy to move. I don't want to move ever again. We got too much stuff these days. And it's tiring to move your stuff. I want to move on up to heaven. Well, I'm in Greenville, and I love Greenville, South Carolina. And it's been a busy week. I started out the week in Cleveland, Tennessee, down there with my good friends David and Renee Gamble. And we were at Shenandoah Baptist Church and worked with their choir, had a choir clinic, did a little financial seminar for them in the Sunday school hour, and I preached morning and evening. And they're a delightful church to preach to, preach with. And of course, it's the Lord who gets all the glory for everything. But we had a great time. And then I drove all the way home on Monday. That's a long, long drive. But I finally made it. And I think I talked to everybody I knew on the way home. Different preachers across the country, different musicians, a few in the political arena. A few different organizations. I spent the whole day on the phone as I drove, and I got hands-free, so I can don't have to hold that phone as I'm talking, as I'm driving. But got home and spent some time working on Bible Truth music. Of course, just had a wonderful time with Renee, and eating together and laughing together about different things. It's wonderful. It's wonderful to be married. We've been married over 39 years. And we love it. And then by Thursday, it was time for me to get back on the road. And so Thursday, I drove down to Goldsboro, North Carolina, to Grace Baptist Church, where Pastor Stober is the minister. Pastor Jason Stober, I've known him a long time now, and he's a blessing. He and his wife, Miss Sally, and their daughter, Sadie. And so many folk in that church are just dear friends. And we had a supper together, and we had an evening service. And we had a family out of King, North Carolina, named the Cooper family. They're members there at Calvary Baptist Church in King, where Pastor Kevin Broyhill is the pastor. The Cooper family sang that Thursday evening. A bunch of girls, a bunch of daughters, and they did a good job. A young lady named Megan playing the piano for them, one of the daughters. She can really sing. She can play the piano, and I challenged her about writing some songs. And after the service, she was showing me a song that she wrote, and I'm so glad to encourage young writers of Christian music. And so then I slept in Goldsboro that night. They have a prophet's chamber there, and I got back on the road on Friday, and I drove to Greenville, South Carolina, and had some business dealings in Greenville. And got my business taken care of, and we had a hymn sing on Friday night in Taylor, South Carolina, at Bethel Calvary Baptist Church, Pastor David Shoemaker's church. And I'm telling you, we had a number of different churches participate, more than before, because this is the second year we've done that. And we really had a great hymn sing. God bless. We got the hymnal out, and we sang a bunch of songs. To God, for God, and about God. The best music in all the world is Christian music. And we had a little bit of special music. The Raines family sang one or two songs, and then a girls group at the church sang. And then myself and Terry Snow and Eric Foster, the Bible Truth Trio, we sang a couple of songs that night. And I'm so glad that God has brought Terry Snow and Eric Foster into Bible Truth music, and they're doing a great job already. And Brother Eric is leading the creative end. I'm still assisting with that and trying to write a song here or there and help with the editing. But Brother Eric is leading the way and doing a good job. And you're going to see some music by some other writers that you're going to really appreciate. See, it's time to get Bible Truth music right back up, revved completely up. We've had the pandemic. We've had some slowdowns all across the country. And the choirs that have taken time off, It's time to get the choir back in place. And I mean get that thing wide open. Choir wide open. And so we're revving up Bible Truth Music. You want to be part of what we call the Preview Club, the Choral Preview Club. We've had it all along, but it's dipped down. A lot of churches have went out because of the slowdown. But it's time to hit the gas on this thing and go up the incline. And even today, several churches joined the Preview Club. And I want your church to be part of this. Join or rejoin right away. You don't want to miss any of this new music that's coming. And I'll tell you, a red-hot choir in a service can be great help to the service. So we did the hymn sing on Friday night, and then we did the choir clinic all day today. This is Saturday. And from 9 a.m. to 3, we worked with the choir. Now, I say the choir. It was the choir clinic choir. We had several churches participating, and they did a great job. In fact, we broadcast a little 28-minute live concert of 4 songs that they had just learned that day, today, and they'd never seen them before, and yet they really learned them quickly and did a good job. And Brother Eric is quite a choir teacher. He's a good instructor, good vocal technician, and good conductor. And he really brought the best out of the choir on the songs he led. And of course, Brother Josh Blanton, he did a fine job. And I played for one of the songs, but I didn't lead any of them today. I wanted those men to do that, and they happily did it. And Pastor Doug Raines led one of the songs. And Brother Doug Raines, he's just a blessing to be with. I love that preacher. And he's always just communicating truth. And along the way, he just gave us some great truths from the Lord during the choir clinic as he taught music. And of course, Miss Natalie was playing the piano, as well as a wonderful pianist named Melody. And so there were 3 or 4 of us played the piano during the course of the entire choir clinic. And so now I'm preparing for Sunday. And I'm doing a Sunday school lesson and a morning service, preaching in the morning at Bethel Calvary Baptist Church of Taylor, South Carolina. And I want you to be in church on Sunday morning. And then in the afternoon, Brother Terry Snow and I, we're going down to Lawrenceville, Georgia for the evening service, a 4 o'clock choir rehearsal, and then a 5 o'clock evening service at Pastor Kenny Kuykendall's church, Crossroads Baptist, and looking forward to that. Now, Crossroads Baptist is hosting Southwide Baptist Fellowship, and that's why I'm going down there. I'm looking over the building and making sure we can get all of the display tables, the ministry display tables. We've had as many as 96 ministry display tables at Southwide, and I'd like to see that again. And we've got a great number of wonderful ministries across the country that ought to be at Southwide. And so I think 25 ministry display tables have already been reserved. It's time right now for you to go to southwidebaptist.org, O-R-G, and reserve your ministry table, as well as maybe an ad in the Southwide booklet. We got a little room for that left. And you've got to get that done by September 1st. You have to have your ad in. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow. And then I want to just mention that August 19th, we're having a Virginia statewide rally. It's a God and Country rally. It's in Richmond at Landmark Baptist Church, where Pastor James Sumter is the pastor. And it's a Friday night, August 19th. Starts at 4 o'clock for the preachers. The preachers and their wives, the assistant pastors and their wives, evangelists, missionaries, the leaders. At 4 o'clock, we have a delicious meal planned. Steak and chicken. Yeah, I thought I'd get your attention. And you got to RSVP at godandcountry.me. You have to RSVP to participate in it. And a number of elected officials have agreed to come and talk with us pray for them. And And then at 6:15 we have a choir practice. Yes, at the God and Country Rally, August 19th, we have a choir. We always like to have choirs everywhere we go. It's choir and orchestra. We've got a number of orchestra folk coming to play. And then at 7 o'clock that night, we have another congressman, Congressman Bob Good. I love Bob Good. He loves the Lord. And I so highly appreciate his love for the Lord. He'll speak. Of course, Dr. Mike Edwards is going to preach a Bible message. We never have rallies without getting the Bible out. And we never have rallies without praying for candidates and praying for elected officials, praying for our president, praying for the level of righteousness to rise up. And Virginia, oh my, God looks like he's sending an awakening to Virginia. And brother, we need it. In fact, we need it all across the country. Well, that's my report for this weekend. So this was another weekend report. Thank you for encouraging me and Renee. Thank you for the text messages. Thank you for the emails. Thank you for praying for us. A dear man said to me this past week, a dear businessman said to me, Brother Fox, every day between 11 and 12, I'm praying for you. That's who I pray for between 11 and 12 each day, each morning. I'm praying for you, Brother Fox. I like a businessman like that, a businessman who prays, and he's such a godly man. I look up to him so much. Well, that's my weekend report. I've got other things I've got to get done. But I so enjoy spending some time with you. Now, be in church, say some amens, put your tithes and offerings in, pray, give yourself to it. When it's congregational singing time, sing. Do something. Take someone to church with you. Why don't you text someone right now and say, may I take you to church with me tomorrow? Do something in the cause of Christ. Get some children to be in church. That'd be good. Well, let's go get with it. Do the next right thing. May God bless.